And Bud, tell us about this theater. What are we seeing and what are we going to see?
Well, first of all, it's a pit theater.
Oh, look, snacks. That was the thing
And
I just
that's
loved.
the snack bar outside the main entrance, yes.
Refreshments. Okay, fresh worms, 15 cents, eggs, 25. And there's the ticket booth.
Venom booth.
Venom.
Juice, I'm sorry. Yes, the ticket booth, and there's a customer there and a couple of people at the counter. Let me go inside. There's Dolly Python. She's performing along with Diana Hiss and the Serpentines.
The Serpentines.
Yes, they're on stage
Clever.
together.
And look at that drape. I mean, it's hard to believe that all these things are really made from clay. You can do so many things with clay. There's the
Yes,
one
you
with
can.
the hat on.
Yeah, he's the one that's throwing the eggs.
Oh,
There's
is
some
he the
popcorn.
one? I saw some of those eggs on the floor.
There's the dirty old man with the trench coat. He's eating a snack.
Okay. No hissing. Look at those bricks. All these things. It's just incredible what you do. Okay, what is
I
it?
survived Sweetwater.
Okay. That was the person that won on the game show, I suppose. Okay, Dinah Hiss and the Serpentines. Even the sign is made from clay.
Every single thing.
Oh, rates for entry. This is the ticket fee. Okay, $1 per foot.
Offspring under 18 inches are free.
Okay. You have a really good sense of humor as well as being very good at what you do.
It helps when one teaches for survival. It does come in handy. Us and them.
Well, can we see, I wanted to see another one of yours at the Safeway maybe, the Snake Way, excuse me.
Yes.
This is a food store.
The combination food store and doctor's office above, and there's quite a bit of action and traffic on the outside of this, a typical street scene that one might see. The worker in the sewer is emerging there, and Sister Slither is there at the stoplight waiting to cross the street, and she has two little charges with her. One's sticking your tongue out somewhere. There's an escaped convict running down the street. He's being chased from around the corner by three Keystone-like policemen that are all tangled up with one another.
Okay, he must be the one in the black and white stripes.
The convict, yes.
Okay.
There they are on the side. The police are in the back. There's a punk rocker with his radio spray painting the side of the building. Eve is a hooker. She's standing there with her apples. She's selling apples.
Okay.
With convention rates available.
Okay, and the street signs are, oh, look at this window scene.
Okay, that's the second story of the office building. The nurse is looking out the window. She just knocked a pot of flowers off on a customer down below. And that
Drumming up business.
And that fellow's washing the windows.
Okay.
And his cohort is in the process of barely hanging on for his life. He's just slipped.
Oh,
Can't see that one too well.
oh, that is incredible. I can see why it takes you so long, and you really have to study a lot of different shapes and different lifestyles, really, to come up with this.
Well, just observing people doing everyday crazy things helps a lot.
What do your students say about these?
Most of them like them, of course. Many of them think I'm a little strange because I do come up with some of these ideas. They always want to know what I'm going to do with them. And I say, well, one of these days I'm going to have a whole bunch of them and show them all at once and perhaps sell them. Meanwhile, they sit in my home and amuse my friends and collect my dust. And,
How do you dust them?
a real small cosmetic brush and the back end of the vacuum cleaner, and try to keep it blown off as much as possible. They're so fragile that they're hard to get to.
I noticed you kept some under glass, too.
That always helps, but it's expensive to do. So, unfortunately, they're not all encased yet.
Okay, now, could you show us how you clothe some of these serpents?
All right, just very basic again, just deciding what you want the critter to do or be. Let's see if I can get this one set up so it's standing a little bit.
Do we know, do you know yet what this particular one is going to be doing, or what kind of...
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
We're just going to play it by ear. A lot of times I'll use a small extruder if I want that has a multi-holed cap on the end of it for hair, if I want it to be a female snake, or just make up some sort of crazy hat, taking a very thin roll of clay and whoop.
That's a good thing about clay. You can always just set them right back.
Fortunately, yes. A lot of times they have to, if they're going to be doing something particularly complicated, they'll have, of course, to be supported by some kind of a device that will hold them in position. Just a very small, thin slab of clay, and then...
Now they can see that, okay.
Okay, should we move him?
Fine.
With no particular... Let's just make a great big old hat.
Okay.
And that can be our brim. Usually I'll work with clay a little bit thinner than this. Both for myself and my students, I found an easy way of in order to gain consistency, just taking pieces of poster board and gluing them together in strips in thicknesses of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And that way we can choose the thickness that we want. And I've also found a trick in rolling out a thin slab like this. A lot of times my students will have the problem of having it stick to the surface. Well, of course, if you have a canvas surface to start with, that helps. But each time you roll the clay, if you will roll it out once, pick it up, turn it over, and keep working it.
What a nice idea.
In different directions.
I had never thought of that.
That way we don't stick so much and it's easier to work.
That is a great idea. That's the great thing about Pottery Shop, is that we get all these different people on that have developed little techniques that not everybody's thought of.
Now here I'm going to try to make the bowl of the hat. Just molding it around anything, the round handle of something, and smoothing it with your hands. Working into some kind of shape and then cutting the excess off. Says he, hopefully. Get a little thick. Many times I'll use an X-Acto knife. It gives me a thinner, sharper cutting edge.
We have one right here. Let me get it for you.
And our slip.
I think it might be a bit rusty, but it's sharper than that.
That's fine. Another thing that I have learned on one of our school district's trips to various places, I believe this was the Dallas Community College system, when I make slip, rather than just mixing dry powdered clay and water, I use a 50% mixture of water and vinegar.
Okay.
It foams up and makes a really nice creamy consistency to work with, and I find it's a little bit stronger in bonding the two pieces of clay together. So some of your viewers may want to try that.
So it's 50% vinegar and 50% water.
Just common,
and just add that to the powdered clay. Great. Yeah, we like getting all those little tips from people that have worked with it for a long time. One thing that I discovered, one person told me that she adds sugar to the water, vinegar, and powdered clay if she wants to patch a crack in something. And frequently it'll work if you add the sugar.
I didn't know that.
I have tried that, and the sugar does cause the clay to get just a little bit darker than the other.
It does discolor it?
A little bit, But most of the time it works.
Well, that will be something that I will take to my classroom, because a lot of times we're more concerned with salvaging a piece that somebody's put some time into than worrying about the discoloration. So that's wonderful.
We're running out of time, but you just keep right on working.
All right.
And we're going to go for another break. And when we come back, we'll see more of Bud Reimers snakes.